Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be about the Sephora sale and my recommendations. As most of you guys probably know, I am an employee at Sephora, so these recommendations are coming to you straight from, someone that works there, sees what people buy a lot of, what works for people, what doesn't. So I came up with a list of not only things that I like, but things that are very crowd pleasing, things that work on most people, things that have a price tag that maybe every day you might not want to buy, but during the sale, it makes it a little bit more justifiable. So I'm gonna get right into it here. And I think I'm gonna start with makeup, and then I'll work my way into skincare and fragrance. So for starters, I wanted to start off with foundation. So foundation, I have two here. They're both a little bit on the pricier side, but depending on your tier for the sale, you'll either get the 10% off, the 15% off, or the 20, depending on 20% off is for rouges, 15% off is for VIBs, and 10% off is for just beauty insiders. So I did recommend my two a little bit more pricier foundations just because of that, because this is the time to splurge a little bit. The first one I'm going to recommend is the Dior Air Flash. I talked about this in my very first video I made. This is something I use almost every single day. It works on almost every skin type. It's beautiful, the coverage is beautiful, the glow, everything you get from it, but it's definitely worth it. And if it's something that you're a little bit apprehensive about to purchase, this is the time to get it with the discount. So the Dior Air Flash, and then the other one is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This one is more full coverage. I would say this is definitely a medium to full coverage skin-like finish. Would work on oily or dry skin. Maybe not if you're super dry, because it does have some mattifying qualities to it, but it's not super matte, especially if you use a hydrating foundation underneath it. I really love this one. Charlotte Tilbury is a great brand to splurge on during this sale. Her stuff in general is a little bit more pricey, not as much as the Dior, but this is still a pretty penny. So this is a really great foundation for if you're looking for that event foundation, if you're going to a wedding, if you're going to somewhere where you need it to last and look really good and flawless. That one is really nice. Moving on to concealers, I have two as well. These are the two that I reach for: the Too Faced Born This Way, the new one, the one that's in the bigger packaging, or the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. This one of these two is usually the ones that I will reach for when I'm looking for literally anything, because even if I'm using a more sheer coverage foundation, I will use a more full coverage concealer with it, so I'll reach for one of these. The color range is really good on both. I feel like the undertones are really nice, so I feel like I don't have to think about the color when I throw either of these on. They both work really well, so this is a good time to pick up either one of these concealers, or even just your concealer that your go-to concealer, but these are definitely my personal two favorites. Okay, so moving on to powder, kind of just doing this in the order that I would do my makeup in. So powder, I'm going to recommend either the Laura Mercier powder. I know this is everyone uses this when I do makeovers. If I have a bride, this is a go-to. You're gonna have no flashback, will keep your makeup on, will keep your oils at bay. This is just I feel like everyone loves this powder, and for good reason. It is kind of pricey. I think it's $39 now or something like that, which is a good value because you do get a lot in here. This container will last me a really long time, but this is a go-to. Everyone comes in for this, and this is a good time to stock up on your Laura Mercier powder. My personal favorite powder at the moment, I know I already talked about this, but it is the Hourglass powder. Literally, I'm not just kidding, I only have three, but I'm obsessed with this powder. It is, I really wasn't a huge fan of it when I first got it, but the more I used it, the more I realized it doesn't, because I really am a fan of glowy foundations lately, and I found that a lot of my powders were taking away the glow. I would do all this work with priming and foundation and like glowy products on the high points of my face, and then I would powder it with like my Huda powder and all the glow would go away. With this, it keeps the finish of your foundation, your concealer, your glowy products that you're putting underneath. This really does a great job at keeping the finish, but keeping your makeup on and not making it look cakey, and it sets everything still. So like I went through a phase where I didn't even want to set my makeup because I wanted a really, really glowy skin, like creamy look. And when I started using this, I could still get that look while powdering my face, because sometimes I have to, because sometimes I get very oily. So this one is a really good one for any skin type, just to set the face without looking cakey. Next one is going to be bronzer. I really only have one bronzer. Bronzer is one of those things that like I will use a different one every day, just because I feel like depending on the tone or whatever look I'm going for, I went through a bronzer phase like 2 years ago where I was just buying bronzer, and now I don't really have one that I use consistently. But if I need one to fall back on that I know is not going to steer me wrong, or that I know people at Sephora constantly buy because it's just such a good, like, it's like the Laura Mercier powder, like you just know it's gonna work. It's something you could reach for every day. It is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzer, not the Tantric and not the Tantalize, the Tantastic. This is the one that has just like the beigey, more warmish, I don't even want to say warm. There's the other two have like a very red base to them. This one has just like a very neutral, so you can almost contour and bronze with this one, but it doesn't get patchy. It's a nice big pan, so this will last you literally forever. It has a nice like big mirror on it. I just love this bronzer. It's, again, a pricier item, but the size that you get, it will last you forever, and especially again with the discount, that's a really good time to pick this up if you've been thinking about it or been hearing about it. So next I have mascara. So mascara, I only have one to talk about because I really only found one this year that is my absolute favorite above all, like go to, know it's not going to transfer, know it's not going to flake. It's just going to be there and volumized and lengthened and not clumpy, and it takes forever for the actual tube to like dry out. Like I don't have to buy a new one often. And it is the Pat McGrath mascara. I only have this little sample right now, but like the full size comes in this like, it's like a regular size mascara, and it comes in a package like this. I just haven't opened this yet because I'm still working on this, because the little size even lasts forever. But it has like a really nice fluffy wand, but it's not like an hourglass. It's just like a straight wand, and I don't know why, but I like that because it just lets you have a little bit more control. It's not even that much more expensive than most mascaras, I feel like, at Sephora, but it's Pat McGrath, it's beautiful, and it does last a really long time, and it is a nice splurge item if you're looking to do that during the sale. Next is brows. I usually use the Benefit Precisely My Brow. It looks like this. It's the silver tube, a really skinny pencil with a spoolie on the end. That's kind of like my everyday pencil. I do really like that one a lot, but I wanted to recommend something that I also have been using a ton other than that one, and that is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is a double-ended, so you're getting a little bit more value. It has the skinny pencil on one end. I'm actually like, that's it, because I used it, so it's like out. And then on the other end, which is the end I use it for the most, is a marker, so that you can actually draw like little hair strokes. So this is what I use for like the front of my brows a lot, and I just think it's really cool that it has the two ends. And the only thing I will say is the color range isn't that great. I think they only have like 4 or 5 colors, and I use the, that just exploded all over me. I use the color Neutral Nana. It's just like a neutral brown. I think the next darkest one is Dark Drapes, and that is the darkest one. And then the rest of them are very light, so you just kind of have to be careful like with color, but if you can find a color, this is a really, really great product. I always have a backup of this as well because it is really, really good. Okay, so next I have a just one lip product. I really, like I said, I haven't been wearing like this. For me to be wearing a red is wild. I have been wearing lip products lately. I literally, my everyday is that Makeup Forever lip pencil, in 606 Forever Walnut, that color. I've been using that like every day. Those pencils, those lip liners are great to pick up during the sale if you're looking for a new lip liner or something like that, or an everyday kind of thing. And then I usually pair it with the Dior Lip Glow. I'm almost out of mine. That's all I have left. I actually have to pick up another one, but this, just to throw on top of anything, keep in your purse, is really, really good. And I think these are like $34. They really are an awesome product. So if it's something you, again, have been thinking about or have heard about, this is the time to splurge on things like that maybe on the everyday you wouldn't splurge on. That is it for makeup, it looks like right now. I'm gonna move on to skincare. So for skincare, I'll start with the lip mask that I would recommend, the lip like balm. I always just use the Laneige. This is the vanilla one. Let's see if I can take it out of the box to like show you. But it just comes in this jar. There's usually like, this is just the vanilla scent. It comes in different scents, but it's all the same product. They're $20. They last forever. I think I had the pink one, the original jar, longer than I care to admit, like probably like a year and a half. And I use it every single day, day and night, and it comes with this little like spatula thingy. But this is by far the best lip mask that I've tried to date. I do really like the Bite one as well. It's very similar, but I just like the scent and the jar and the packaging of it, everything about like the Laneige one, plus the size. It just lasts a really long time. I would recommend the Laneige lip mask in any of the scents. Trust me, if you haven't tried it, it will change your life. It's the only thing that doesn't, like, the way I describe it to people is, you know how when you get like the dryness on your lips and you almost want to like peel it off or like scrub it off? It doesn't buff it off, it actually like dissolves that skin. So like if you put that on over the worst lips you've ever had of your life where they're so crazy chapped, if you put that on over it, like 20 minutes later, it dissolved like all of that skin and your lips are just like so plump and juicy and hydrated and glossy looking, and it's amazing for $20. You can't go wrong. So next is a moisturizer that is a cult favorite. I do use this one a lot in the summer. It is the Tatcha Water Cream. This is a beautiful moisturizer. It is, I want to say $68 or $69. It's definitely a splurge, but definitely worth it, especially during the sale. This is a favorite of so many people. We have so many people come in to buy this. It's just a very thin, not greasy moisturizer, good for summer, good for anyone that's oily. Even if you're dry, I know a lot of people who are dry who still love this. It's just not a greasy moisturizer. It still gives the hydration that any skin type needs, but it's just not oily or greasy. It's a water base, so it melts right into the skin, great under makeup. This is a really great moisturizer to splurge on during the sale. Okay, so next is eye cream. I really only have one or two that I use like religiously, but this is definitely the one that I use the most. This is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bray eye cream. It just has this like yellowy hue to it, and it has vitamin C, collagen, and it really does a great job of brightening the under eye. So if dark circles are your concern, especially like during the day, I use this every single day. I don't use it at night because it does have that instant color corrector to it that I don't need at night, so I use something a little bit more hydrating. But this is really great for those no makeup days where you still want a bright under eye but don't want to have to put concealer on. This is really great for that. It's awesome under concealer. It doesn't cause the concealer to crease or slide around. Just make sure you like rub it in, give it a second to absorb, and then go in with your concealer. If you go in right away, then it's very hydrating, so it could cause some slipping. But if you just give it, you know, a minute to settle in, it doesn't create any issues for me personally under my eyes. And this is another product that people come in for all the time. They're like, where's the banana eye cream? Like the banana eye cream, it's always this one. So this is a crowd favorite, so it's a great time to splurge on this as well. So next one is just in general, most of you probably know by now, but my favorite skincare brand hands down is Drunk Elephant. And if you know about Drunk Elephant, then you know the price tags on Drunk Elephant. Very pricey, but I can promise you very, very well worth it. So if there is a time to buy Drunk Elephant skincare, it is with this 10, 15, or 20% off. I think this is the item, the brand in the store that we get like the least amount of returns from, and usually it's just because they bought the wrong thing. So I have a couple recommendations. I'm not gonna recommend, like, obviously I would recommend the entire brand, but I'm not gonna go through item by item. That'll save for another video. But the star products of this brand are definitely these 4 right here that I would recommend picking up during the sale, because they are, I think, like the most expensive items in the brand as well. I'll start with the serum that I already talked about in my skincare video. This is the TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum. This is smooth skin in a bottle. This is any type of texture, any type of bumps, any type of anything. This takes care of it, and it really takes care of it. It doesn't just say that it does. This is like my 3rd or 4th bottle of this, but it lasts a really, really, really long time. Like, I go through one of these every 7 to 8 months, I want to say, and I do use it not every single night, because some nights I do give my skin a break and use like a more just hydrating serum, but I do use this like probably 4 nights a week, I want to say. But this would be my top recommendation for if you're having any texture and you really want just a good skincare product that's going to work. This is definitely my favorite serum for texture. But moving on, so the next skin concern, the 2 skin concerns that I usually worry about are texture and discoloration. So that's the serum that addresses texture. The next one is going to address discoloration. So that is the Sephora Day Serum. So this one addresses texture. This one addresses anything that redness, dark spots, acne scars, anything that's physically discolored on the skin. So you can imagine like using these 2 together, this at night and this during the day, is just smooth skin and bright, glowy, even complexion. So the 2 of these are like miracle workers. But this one is my favorite because I struggle more with acne scars and redness than I do with texture. So this one is definitely like one of my favorite products from the brand. And this is just a 15% L-ascorbic acid. So this is a very active form of vitamin C. This will go bad quicker than normal vitamin C's because this is still a very active form. So if you buy this, you want to use it right when you get it. Don't like hang on to it for a year and then open it, because it's gonna be bad. I mean, it still will work. It just decreases the percentage of the vitamin C. It makes it not as strong. So you want to use it right when you get it, and you want to use it every day for about 6 months, and then you should go through it. This one's $85, and again, well worth it. I wouldn't talk to you about it for that price tag if it didn't work, because I totally understand like spending money on stuff that doesn't actually do what it says it does is very frustrating. But this brand, that's why I stand by it, because every single product that has a claim actually does what the claim says it does. So the next 2 products they kind of go hand in hand. I would say my favorite, if I had to pick one product in all of Sephora to sell somebody or to talk about or to say is my absolute favorite, if I could only pick one, it would be this guy, 100%. It is the TLC Sukari Baby Facial from Drunk Elephant. This is a mask that does everything. Brightness, discoloration, acne scars, dark marks, texture, live acne, just regular bumps, glow, smoothness, glass skin, and literally everything. This product does all of it. So this is my 100% #1 product that I would recommend to you. If anything from this video, if you're having any skin concerns, get this guy. It is basically the same thing as this, but stronger. So this is 25% AHA, 2% BHA. So this is the 12%, this is 25. So this is much stronger. And this does have more ingredients that address discoloration and brightness and glow and all of that as well. You only want to use this like once a week. Even if you have strong skin, I would not say to use this more than once a week, twice absolute max. But I don't even use this twice a week. I use it once, and then I just do this the rest of the night. So the TLC Sukari Baby Facial, 100%. If you buy anything from this video, this guy, amazing. So the next product, the reason I said it goes hand in hand is because this is actually sold with this. There's a little size of this that comes with this in the box when you buy it. And it is the marula oil from Drunk Elephant. This oil is the only oil that has my heart, 100%. It's a heavy, thicker oil. It's not a dry oil. This is a very deeply penetrating oil. So this is the last step in your routine. Anything you put this over top of, it's going to bring those ingredients down into the skin with it. So it really amplifies the effects of everything else. And the texture is just beautiful. There is 2 sizes of this. The full size is a 1 ounce, and this is the ½ ounce, and this one is $40. So even the $40 version, this size has lasted me a really long time if you're looking to just try it. Again, during the sale, even $40 is still kind of pricey for a ½ ounce of oil, but it does last a really long time, and it's an amazing, amazing oil. Last thing is fragrance. I really am just kind of suggesting fragrance in general. This is like the best time to buy fragrance, and Sephora does do these trial kits where you buy the kit for like $65 or $70 and you get like 10 different fragrances you can try, and there's little samples of each one, and you pick out which one you like the best, and then it comes with a little paper voucher that you bring into store, and you can get a full-size bottle of that perfume for free. So those are always great if you're looking for a fragrance and you just don't know which one you want to get. Plus the stores are closed right now, so you can't go in and smell anything. Those kits are really, really great, especially for Mother's Day coming up. Gifts, giving them as gifts. I always recommend them to people as gifts because a lot of people try to buy fragrances for like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, but they have no idea what the person likes, and fragrance is very particular. Those kits are amazing even for yourself. And in general, I would say one of the most popular perfumes that I feel like people buy from Sephora from any age range, whether you're 18 up to, you know, whatever, is Chanel. A lot of people really like Chanel, and the #1 perfume that I feel like people buy from that brand, at least in our store, is the Chanel Eau Tendre. This is the Eau de Toilette version, and then they have the Eau de Parfum version. Both very good, the same scent. The Eau de Parfum is a little bit stronger. Typically Eau de Parfums last a little bit longer, but this particular fragrance, the Eau de Toilette, lasts just as long in my opinion. I have tried them both and tested them both, and they really both do a great job of lasting, especially on clothes. But the Eau de Toilette is just a little softer, so if you're looking for something maybe for work, or just something very lightweight, you're sensitive to fragrance, I would do the Eau de Toilette. And the Eau de Parfum if you really like someone to smell you and it be a little bit more pungent. They're both, like I said, the same scent, and they're like a floral fruity, but a very unique kind of floral fruity. I feel like when you think floral fruit, you think like a fake smelling kind of fruity flower. I don't know. It's very different. It's something that like if you wear it and you walk by somebody, they can't help but like kind of be like, oh, like, what is that? You know? So it's just one of those. It's a really great perfume. I just see so many people buy this, which could be a good thing because it's a crowd pleaser. Everyone likes it. If you don't want to smell like everyone else, maybe it's not the best idea because a lot of people, like I said, do buy it. But both of these fragrances are really, really, really nice and good for any occasion all year round, day, night. It's a really great signature scent. I am more of a Coco Mademoiselle girl. This is sentimental to me because this is my like first perfume I ever actually like spent my own money, like designer perfume that I ever actually spent my own money on. Oh my god, this one is a more sensual scent, I would say. This is a little sweeter, and it's just more warm, it's more inviting. Chance Eau Tendre is a little more crisp and clean and sophisticated. This one's a little bit more like warm and cozy and sensual and inviting, but they still have they still have that Chanel DNA where it's very sophisticated and classy and elegant, and this is just a more sensual version, a little bit warmer. So if you like something like that, still a really, really great signature scent. Again, a lot of people do wear this one, which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. I don't care. I wear fragrance for me, not other people, so I that sounded really rude, but like I didn't mean it like that. I wear fragrance even when I'm home by myself. Like I love it. So this is, even though it's popular, it's still something I'll always wear. Like I always have a backup of this bottle because it's just so classic to me. So that's another really good one. Anything from the Chanel brand is beautiful, and any fragrance in general. If you have had your eye on one, this is the best time to get it because they are like usually a lot pricier in that like $100 range. So this is a good time to like save a good chunk of money on fragrance. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Aside from anything else you need to stock up on, beauty blenders, lashes, your favorite face wash, anything like that, take advantage of that during the sale. It's just the best time to stock up on anything that you need. But if you're looking to try some new things that are really guaranteed to get the job done, I would say any of these products I feel comfortable recommending that would work on pretty much anybody. So yeah, if you have any of your favorite products that you want to recommend to other people, drop it in the comments below. Any questions for me, any suggestions? But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed my suggestions.